Hello and welcome to Retro Wrestling Reviews. I'm starting a new game series today, WWF Smackdown for the PlayStation. When I've mentioned to my friends in real life that I'm doing this YouTube channel focused on old games, usually the first question they ask is if I'm doing the Smackdown games. This is the original Smackdown game, released in late 1999 with the roster to show. This is the main menu, so we can create a few things. We'll have a look at create a superstar and create a pay-per-view and all that good stuff. There's rankings. There's a belt record, so we can have a look at who the current champions are. This is presumably who the champions were when the game was released. So let's see if we can nail down where this was. So Triple H was the WWF champion, Chris Jericho, the New Age Outlaws, Val Venus was the European champion. That actually helps narrow it down because he was only champion once. The Big Boss Man, Hardcore Champion. Tori was never WWF Women's Champion. I assume that she has that title here because the person who actually did have the belt in real life isn't in the game. But we'll come back to that in a second. So yeah, based on those champions, specifically Val Venus being European Champion, I can only assume this game was released sort of November, December 1999. Wonder what ranking is. Okay, cool. Wow, Stone Cold has a lot of points, doesn't he? So yeah, this is sort of point ranking based on how many belts. Gives us an idea of who's in the game, but let's not get any spoilers about the roster. I am going to play a season mode. As I have with the other wrestling games I've played on the channel, I'm just going to work through the career mode. But for now, let's just have a little explore of the game and the menus and what have you. So that's all your match types. This game was famous for its like backstage brawls and going backstage, so we'll definitely be doing a bit of that. But for now, let's just play a singles match with manager, no manager. I kind of just want to get a look at who's in the game. So all the people you'd expect. So we've got Stone Cold, The Undertaker, The Rock, Triple H, um, Big Show. Right away, those are the four guys. There's not lots of people in this game who've been in every game I've played so far. WWF Warzone and WWF Attitude now SmackDown. This is Big Show's first appearance. He debuted in February 1999, so he'd been with the company a little while when this game was released. We've got Mankind, X-Pac, Road Dogg, Mr. Ass, D Generation X, Kane, Chris Jericho, another new addition to the. He would have been newer to the company, but been around a few months, obviously denoted by the fact that he's Intercontinental Champion. We've got Val Venus, Godfather, D'Lo Brown, Mark Henry, Shamrock, Bossman, Al Snow. You don't need me to list them all. You can see on the screen. Edge and Christian are both back. Gangrel's there. Bradshaw and Farouk. The Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. It's nice to see those guys making the cut. And then you've got the McMahons themselves. I can play as Vincent Shane. That's fun. And then there's only three women in the game: Chyna, Tori, and Deborah. So you can kind of see why they gave the women's championship to Tori of those three choices. Deborah's very much a non-wrestler. So is Paul Bearer. Funny that he's in the game. It's just a character. He has a DDT is his finishing move. So that's cool. I do like that it tells you everyone's finishing moves as well as you scroll through. So yeah, that's pretty cool. As with the other games, I think realistically what I'm going to do is play my first match as Stone Cold. But before I do that, little blast of nostalgia. I do remember having a mode where you can turn on the move indicator. Now I like having that on. We'll see if that annoys me, but yeah, I quite like that. I also think I'm going to put it on easy difficulty just because, um, you know, I have not played this game in a really long time. So let's um, let's just give me a fighting chance here, you know. Um, so I've gone to easy difficulty. So let's yeah dive in and do a match. And if it's really easy, I'll turn it back up again. Just don't want to embarrass myself, you know. So going to play Stone Cold. So yeah, this is how many finishing moves I've got. So the maximum you can have at once, and then how many I start with. I'm going to go ahead and turn the maximum up to five, but I'm not going to start with any. I'm going to be fair. I've already put it on easy mode. Let's not go crazy. And then my opponent, who do we want to see? I think Triple H feels kind of appropriate for this time period. Him and Austin would have been big rivals at the time. I think that's good. We can set some rules, can change the match length, we can set runs, I'll leave that on, definitely. Rope breaks and fine, out of the ring, I want to try and fight. Might turn count outs off just in case we want to leave the ring, we can don't have to stress about getting back in. different arenas. So we've got SmackDown and Raw. That looks like a sort of generic pay-per-view arena. So I've only got three just now. We'll go with the SmackDown arena, and then ring canvas. This is yeah, that's kind of cool. You can have graphics on the and then some of the pay-per-views. Okay, that's kind of cool. Wow. You can see that this game must have gone into production before the the 1999 pay-per-views came out because look, that's the 1998 SummerSlam logo. Um, but that is the 1999 Royal Rumble logo. So obviously they knew that's like the 1987 King of the Ring logo. So yeah, a bit of a mismatch with the logos, but that's fine. Let's just go with a classic ring. I don't want to tinker too much. Oh, and because as we saw Triple H was champion, I didn't do this on purpose. People are going to see this video and just, particularly my friend Matty, who doesn't like Stone Cold Steve Austin but knows I'm his biggest fan. He'll definitely see this and think I've done this on purpose to make Austin the champion. But you know what? I kind of have. Let's just go for it. No loading screens in this one. SmackDown 2, No Role, which I absolutely will be playing too. That has the infamous loading screens. The Trish Stratus one. Every boy remembers the Trish Stratus loading screen. Entrances can be obviously a lot more basic than the ones we've seen in Attitude. Graphic wise, certainly looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin, but it's a lot more blocky. I think this was them moving. We'll see from the gameplay style as well. They kind of moved towards more of an arcadey game style in keeping with the like No Mercy and games like that. My absolute favorite version of Triple H's theme song too. I love My Time. Got his championship on the nameplate, but no title belt. That was another thing everyone it got added for SmackDown too. So we'll see that when we get to that game. But for now, I'm big blast of nostalgia. I played this game a lot when I first got it, a lot. Staying up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when I should have been in bed. Okay, so triangle is run. I'm immediately getting my butt kicked because I don't know what the controls are. Okay, so there we go. So X is punch and kick, um, and I guess circle was kind of lock up. Um, yeah, I've got no idea what to expect here, and I think the back buttons are block, but that's based on nothing. Man, okay. And see, you can see now at the bottom of the screen why I turned on the move indicator. Like, not super realistic, but I do quite like it telling me the names of the moves, and that always came in really handy later on when you wanted to create wrestlers, because then you knew what moves you liked. So just pressing circle Irish whips them around, and then I think directions in circle does moves. Yeah, there we are. Okay, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. So yeah, just triangle is just run. I think square is block, maybe? Yeah, square is block, okay. And then the shoulder buttons get me in and out of the ring. Okay, cool. Yeah, just kind of getting a feel for it. Press and knuckle. I mean, that's not what that's called. That's the Thez press. Nice sleeper hold. Man, it's hard because as I'm recording this, I actually played Attitude earlier on today. So I actually played Attitude earlier on today. So going from one control scheme to the other is really confusing. I'm just Irish whipping him around. That's not intentional. I just don't know what any other buttons are. I don't know. Is there? Can I like walk up with him? Okay. So sorry, I paused it to cough there. So the controls basically each direction in circle does a different like move, and then when he's stunned, it does different. The same directions then do different moves. So like up in circle is that scoop slam, but if he's stunned, up in circle is the pile driver. Now I have built up a Stone Cold Stunner. Okay, and okay, L2 changes who I'm looking at. Xbox run in to help out his DX mate. I have no idea if it works like Attitude did, where yeah, it's fine. He just leaves. He just leaves. Stone Cold doesn't have any friends, of course. He's always kind of a lone wolf. Um, man, I feel really out of sorts with the controls. I need to Need to get on top of that. Okay, so I don't remember what finishing move is. Let's. Okay, so if I remember rightly, I think one of the shoulder buttons does the finishing move, but he has to be stunned. I can't just hit it out of nowhere. But that's fine. We can. I've had him stunned a couple of times, so I'm sure I can. I'm sure I can manage that. Just eye raking him, but then he rallies with his own scoop slam. The tension builds. The WWF title is on the line here, folks. Let's not forget that. I will play as someone like like Jeff Hardy, or we'll get our and Stone Cold Stunner, and I got win by knockout. I'll need to turn knockouts off. I don't like that. I want to be able to pin. So yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin is the WWF champion. That was very easy. I'm going to turn the difficulty back up to medium now that I've kind of got a feel. That was just a little taster to see what the controls are like, but we'll get the difficulty turned back up again.